Cheers, guys!
Hi everyone.
So, I congratulate you with the next Friday of our life.
Yeah.
And the next LH Crypto Weekly Analytics blog. So, what we're up to today?
So we're gonna talk about Uber and Ethereum.
And about USD, of course.
Yeah, and the US trade war with China.
And we'll finally speculate on the results of Uber IPO. And yep, since we all know the results, we'll tell you the bright example of how a company may operate. Comeback of the oldest cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, has revived hopes in people that it may be the currency of the future. More and more voices arise doubting the very nature of yet world's safest currency, USD. Just one, let's say anonymous opinion, is that USD is the currency which has lost over 95% of its real purchasing power value since the very foundation of the Federal Reserve. Although this is a very doubtful countdown, still we may see that the money supply of USD is now 13.3 trillion. Can you imagine this heap of money? So how much is just $1 worth? Yes, it's questionable. So the author says that there are only one alternative for the role of the global currency, global safest measure of value. This is Bitcoin. Then very simple calculation. At the very beginning of the currency, it was just 7 cents worth, and now it's over 8,000. Yep. Which makes which makes 8.5 million% in less than a decade. So the author makes conclusion that Bitcoin will be permanently growing, while USD will be permanently going down. So invest in Bitcoin. Whatever it is, guys, what we told you in late January, buy Bitcoin since it is going to grow. And what is happening now? Yeah, it's growing.
So, you seem so happy.
Yeah, just another reason to watch our weekly analytics.
Ethereum is about 230 USD per Ethereum, and it may go as high as 275, but if it tests the level of 205 and fails, it may go as low as 175. That's a solve.
Pure analytics.
Yeah, so boring. And yeah, but what I'm gonna talk about, my most favorite section, is about how cryptocurrencies invade our real life. US retail chain stores started accepting cryptocurrency as payments, so startup Flexa and G-Mining Exchange made it possible. They collaborated to make an app called Speedin. So now in Whole Foods, Crate and Barrel, Nordstrom and Baskin-Robbins, you can use mobile apps to pay with Bitcoin, Ethereum, $20, etc., and several others. So it's good for stores. Well, it's convenient for customers sometimes, and it's good for the stores because they can avoid this huge commission charged by the banks and by payment. What do you mean? How do you call Visa and MasterCard? So
payment systems.
Payment systems. Yeah, right. I got it. So yeah, and if you're not if you're reluctant to use Bitcoin and Ethereum because of their high volatility, there is still G-Money dollar, which is I guess something in between, as stable as dollar in its rate, and still a cryptocurrency, and it's usable and convenient as cryptocurrency.
Yeah, neither here nor there.
Yep.
So back to business, and just like usual, back to the real world. So Uber, just the topic we've discussed in the previous video. The IPO, which
so anticipated.
Yes, the most anticipated IPO on the market, turned to be actually the biggest letdown. but not that unexpected as one might think. So just chew this. The company was not too brave to evaluate themselves, and so the offer price was at the lower level of the interval, which was 45 per share. So not too enthusiastic. Yes, so the market saw that from the very beginning, and so the price fell at the very first day from 45 to 36. And so the capitalization of Uber is now only 76 billion USD, which is much below 100 billion.
Well, the expected date is something, but it's still lower.
But by analytics.
Oh,
Okay.
analytics. Oh, okay.
And so the point is why I said that it's not that unexpected, because the competitor of Uber, the service Lyft, has debuted with a 12% fall in the very first day, and now shares are just only 66% worth of the first IPO price. Not to mention that Uber is constantly demonstrating the net operating losses, which are either grow or not, but still they're devastatingly vast. And just it was 3 billion in the end of 2018, consider it. And finally, bad luck for Uber, it managed to have its IPO at the very eclipse of a trading war between US and China.
The trade war you mentioned is just so heated now, and the USA, they raised import tariffs for Chinese goods for the total of some 200 billion USD, as Trump promised in his tweet.
Trump.
And so these tariffs will be increased from 10% to 25%, which is very crucial for cheap Chinese goods. Trump just ordered to continue this raising taxes.
But he boasts to add another $100 billion yearly into the budget using these tariffs.
But China is not very happy, of course, and
Definitely.
they contract. So Beijing on May 13th, they said they will just do the same and will charge American goods for 60 billion USD, which all, of course, made a horrible impact on American and Chinese stocks and indices and everything, and companies, whatever.
Why don't we consider the good investment opportunity
you wanted to
that is offered? That is offered, on LH crypto trading platform. So these are, like Catherine said, Ferrari stocks. Like everything, Ferrari suffered
We're
a great
not sure how to pronounce it.
pre-Christmas 2018 downfall, and it experienced the shares of it cost as low as 95 USD per share. But actually now they are 140, which makes it a good percentage for just a couple of months. Carrying market cap of just 19 billion, Ferrari is of course not the major manufacturer of cars on the planet, comparing to General Motors, Ford, and so on and so forth. But what makes it different, and what makes it so profitable and investment willing, is that big companies rely on thin margins and on mass production, on mass sales, while Ferrari is vice versa. They have 52% gross margin for the price, comparing to 16% for major car manufacturers. Although they sell just, a number of cars yearly, but the point is that they never have stocks, because as soon as the car is ordered, it's becoming to manufacture. So, so no stocks or orders pre-orders and so on and so forth is wonderful. And so, like Bank of America Merrill Lynch thinks that despite all crises, such a high-end product with high margins, wealthy and surprisingly growing, always growing wealthy clientele is definitely a great, unique asset which we have to pay our attention to, with resilient financial performance, brand value, and luxury status. So, well, isn't it enough for today?
There's some positive highlights for you to, if you're not for shorting and if you prefer to buy, there's still something to buy in this world.
Right, I believe this was a video with a number of pretty chewy and juicy advices. So, have the best of your week.
Weekend.
Yeah. So have the best of your weekend.
Bye.
Yeah, and may the profit be with you.